Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for coming back to Remy Be Real. Hope you're doing fantastic whenever and wherever you're tuning in. We're about to head out for a swim, and we've talked about exactly how I got started and the things that helped me get going, but I failed to mention all the tools and the essential gear that I use every single time. So let's take a look at what's in my swim bag, but first, let's head out to the pool for a swim.
What it do?
And we're back, swam about 2100 and felt fantastic doing it. Never thought I'd say that, but you're here to see what's in my bag. So without any further delay, let's take a look at some of the essential gear I have with me every time I head out to the pool and some of the things I use for every single swim. Now, this is in no particular order of importance. Disclaimer, none of this stuff is sponsored. None of it was sent to me. I bought everything you're gonna see here with my own money. And honestly, some of these things you probably don't need to buy. They'll have them at your local pool. But as it turns out, when I was learning to swim, this was during lockdown times. So I kind of felt weird about I wasn't sure what was going on. I was still brand new, didn't have an opportunity to ask too many questions. So I did buy some of these items, now seeing they have bins of them available for use. Side note, it was actually really nice having to reserve a lane. For someone like me who was just learning how to swim and had no idea what I was doing, if I signed up the night before and reserved a lane, I knew that I could mess around and take my time and not be in anybody's way, versus now when I'm showing up to the pool bright and early and it is a packed house and sometimes it's 2 to 3 of us in a lane, and I'm so glad that I had that opportunity to figure myself out in a controlled environment so I can now just go in and swim with the sharks. Anyway, obvious items here, but my jammers. You gotta have these, and I'll decide which ones I'm gonna wear depending on the kind of effort I need to do. Standard set of jammers, nothing fancy, throw them on, get it done. These, however, from Tier, are boy shorts. So they do add a little bit of buoyancy, so for those recovery days, or if it's a easier session without any specific efforts where it's like just build straight swim, I'm gonna reach for these. But to be totally honest with you, when I started and I was learning, listen, I needed all the help I could get. These are basically like grab a wetsuit and cut off the bottoms, cut off the tops, and boom, here you go, pair of shorts made from the same material as a wetsuit. So they definitely do help get you some flotation. If you're new to swimming, I would highly recommend a pair of these to get you going. Some people like to race with these and not like get the whole wetsuit on, which is also an option, but I do love having these in the pool. If I'm not using these, I'm just using standard jammers. With that, I also have 2 different pool boys. And again, you can find these at your local pool. You don't have to buy a pool boy, but I like knowing that I have my own. This one I will bring with me if I am wearing the standard jammers, because it is a little thicker, and if I do have to do a recovery set, it's a little more dense and can actually lift my legs up a little bit. But if I'm wearing the buoyancy shorts, I don't need as much lift, so I'll go for this guy. It's a little smaller, low profile, and it's just a little, it actually doesn't do a whole lot. It's more for my peace of mind than anything else, but there's that. Next bit of kit, Kickboard. Does exactly what it says, right? I'm gonna get out here for kick sets. I also use this to help backstroke. So I'll get this right on my chest here and then kind of lay out on my back and do some kicking on my back. They'll have these at your pool. You don't have to have one, but this is mine and it stays in my bag almost all the time. Then there are the paddles, and man, these work you out. The idea here is, just throw them on for a sec. You get these on and it actually increases the surface area that I can grab in the water. Not only are you gonna move a whole lot faster just because it just made your hand so much bigger, it's also going to light up your entire lat, your oblique, because you're pulling that much more water. So that strength training matters. You know, if you're slacking on the gym, it's gonna really kill those arms. It's just a good tool to have in your bag. You will not find these at your pool, I don't think. They're not available at my pool, at least. They come in different sizes, different shapes. You'll see some that are just circular and some that are huge to really, really work you out. And you might see some that don't have any straps at all, just for folks who are really trying to work on the form. Definitely invest in a set of paddles if you're going to get out there swimming. All right, next we have my front snorkel. And boy, you want to talk about a tool I depended on for like the first, I don't know, month and a half that I was swimming. What this does, just like any snorkel, you throw it in, and as long as your head position is proper, you can breathe straight through this and just focus on your stroke, focus on actually moving and propelling through the water and not worrying about breathing. Speaking for myself, that was the thing that brought the most anxiety, and my coach would even tell me, hey, your form looks great until you need to come up for air. Quick side story, I actually saw a movie with like this horrible drowning scene, and the next day I had to go swim. And I had my snorkel on, and my head dipped a little bit, and water came rushing down the funnel. And I took an inhale, and I thought that was it for me. Super, super scary. Obviously, I'm still here. You can just blow it right back out. So you inhale, you get a little something, and just like a blowhole, it comes right back out the top. It's fine. Maybe for specific drills, if I'm just gonna be kicking the entire time, or if I got a set of fins on, which I actually don't have. There are fins over at the pool, so I haven't bought my own fins. Whenever I do need to throw on some fins, I'll just grab some from the bin. Next up is my swim cap. Got a couple of these, but this is the one that's in my bag. You know, just a commemorative from my first race. I always wear a swim cap when I'm in the pool, and I know I don't have any hair. I'm already as aerodynamic as I'm gonna be. Why bother with a swim cap? My thought is there is no way I'm going to show up to a race where I don't have to wear a swim cap. Might as well get comfortable having it on. Plus, when you go out open water swimming, you're definitely gonna wanna have one, maybe two of these, not just to keep you warm depending on the water temperatures, but also go for something bright colored. I have an orange one as well that I'll throw on the top to make sure anyone who's out there can see me. I also have a buoy that I tie around my waist. I left my buoy in the car, but we'll talk about open water stuff when we get to that, huh? Last two bits of kit that always with me. Obviously, my goggles. Again, nothing fancy. These are the cheapest Roka goggles you can find. These are polarized, so I can wear them outside. They're not as dark as I want. I'm definitely in the market for another pair. And just in general, you definitely need a backup set of goggles, which I don't currently have, because you get out there, you get up to the pool, you're putting them on, and snap, then you have no goggles. Keep a backup set of goggles in your bag. I'm saying this as future advice for myself. I gotta order a second set just to have as backup. Chances are these will become the backup because the anti-fog coating has come off, and you know, I didn't know how to really take care of these right away. So lessons learned, I'm gonna get a second set, and these will stay in the bag as the backup set. Last are my earplugs, and these are obviously not required. It is a preference, but it is my preference. I cannot stand having water in my ears, and especially like you're done swimming, but for the next half hour, 45 minutes, hour later, you're still whooshing and whooshing and whooshing. I just can't deal with it. I can't be bothered. So I gotta have the earplugs. I did used to wear a nose clip for a while, but actually once I got more comfortable breathing and exhaling out of my nose, it is actually not a problem. But starting out, I definitely did depend on that, because just getting used to that sensation, it took a little bit. But I also realized that I couldn't breathe as well as far as exhaling, right? Because the nose clip was also keeping me from breathing out of my nose. and it was all mouth. I find that I work a whole lot better if I can trickle out of my nose and blow out the last little bit through my mouth, so the nose clip was kind of holding me back from doing that. But do what works for you, especially if you're just getting started, especially if you're just getting comfortable. But that's what's in my bag. What did I miss? Go ahead and let me know in the comments if there's anything else that I completely overlooked, if I'm doing some of this wrong, or if there's something that will enhance my swim experience that I'm not even aware of. I have been looking into some of those swim headphones with the little, it just seems like a lot, and you know, I kind of do like the peaceful zen quiet that I get. It's kind of like the deprivation tank. It's an experience that I don't get in any other part of my life, so I think I'm good without the music for now, but hey, I guess I just don't know what I'm missing yet. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. Till next time, it's been real.